Hey, how you doing? I just want to talk about Gangstalk and Monsterhood. It's been a while since I've spoken out, and you're wondering about why you're being gangstalked and things like that. Is because you're not a monster. Is because you're not in the Monsterhood program, and there are kids involved in your gang stalking, and they can't wait to put you under her. They can't wait to put you under her and things like that. Sit and put a ton on you, and they can't wait to put a ton on you and things like that. And they also want to have you for lunch, and they also want to chop your head off, things like that. And they dug a grave for you already. They've already dug a grave for you and things like that. And you're just not aware of your circumstances, how they're after you and things like that, because there's nobody left in the program and things like that. And gang stalkers are out to get everybody who they cross, whoever they come across, and things like that. They attack everybody. They can't wait to put a ton on everyone and things like that. And it's the Monsterhood program that controls everything, controls the world. Monsters control your religion, your politics, the emergency services, you name it. It's all controlled by them. It's, the school, the education system, all that. All your children are being brainwashed into being little monsters and things like that. And they all get sex trafficked and things like that. Most people these days are like Jeffrey Epstein. They're a lot like Epstein that you see on the news and things like that. A lot like Donald Trump, a lot like Epstein and things like that. And they're being accused of pedophilia, and that's what I mean, and things like that. And most people are like exactly like Epstein and things like that. They murder people, they rape people, they torture people and things like that. And they're exactly like Jeffrey Epstein and things. Most of the world that you see and things all around you, because they're all monsters. Everyone is a fucking monster and things. And they're all controlled by the New World Order and stuff like that. And your neighbours are involved, your whole community's involved and things like that in your gang stalking. And I walk into a shop and things like that, or go to see my mother and father's grave and things like that, and they're there. They're all gang stalking me constantly and things. Invisible people fucking torturing me, call me loser, this, that, fucking can't wait to put a ton on you. We don't like you. We don't want you. This, that, trying to make you look like you're inadequate for anything, any job, any situation, and things like that. 23 years ago, I was gang stalked at my job place. Like, they'd get my genitals, they'd attack my genitals, they'd choke me on the forklift, they'd stop me from going to the toilet, stuff like that. Made me very sick and things like that, really constantly attacking me brutally, very brutally and aggressively. And like the pain that I felt was incredible. The way they tortured me, my genitals and things like that. And I was always like working hard to try to save my job and things like that, but the torture was too much. So I had to leave the state. I tried to move to another state and things like that and escape it, but I couldn't escape it. They'll follow me all the way up there, just torturing me all the way, stabbing my body, burning me, like sodomizing me, things like that, all the way to Queensland where I was going and things like that, to get away from the gang stalkers. And everyone was involved in it. Everybody was involved in it, and like the police were involved, everything. And they tried to make me look like I was a schizophrenic, that I was schizophrenic because I get gang stalked by monsters and stuff like that. And they try to accuse me of being schizophrenic, and ever since then they diagnosed me with schizophrenia, everything like that. And I have to fake all the conversations that I have with the doctors and things like that, so I don't end up in a mental hospital. As soon as you talk about you being tortured and raped by invisible people and things like that, you're being tortured by your neighbours and all that type of stuff like that, they accuse you of being schizophrenic and things like that. and then they call the police and they have you arrested and things like that, and take you to a mental hospital, mental facility, and basically you got to lie your way out of the situation and just say like, I'm fine now, I'm okay, and stuff like that, and you just got to tell people that you fight this on your own. Basically you've got to fight this by yourself, not talk about it to anyone. Don't talk about gang stalking to anyone. They'll set you up. If you try to talk about gang stalking, they'll accuse you of all kinds of accusations and things like that. You're against them, and like you're paranoid, and you're lying, and it's all in your imagination. Gang stalking is like some made up story and things like that. All you have to do is look on the internet and things like that, and do your research and things, and you can see how many millions of people are being gang stalked around the world and things like that. It's not, it's not, people aren't crazy these days, you know what I mean? We're really being gang stalked, we're really being tortured and things like that physically. They're doing physical harm on us and things like that every day. Okay, I cop it 365 days of the year, non-stop, and they're relentless. They're parasitical entities that follow me around constantly, and yeah, they can't wait to kill you. They can't wait to bury you. Things like that. They just want you to die and stuff like that, and everybody's involved in it, and everybody's involved. They don't give two fucks about people anymore in the world and stuff like that. Everyone's a zombie, everyone's an NPC, and things like that, and they can't wait to end the world, basically. Gang stalkers have a death wish, basically. Everyone in your community, for that matter, has a death wish. They can't wait till zero and things like that, and they can't wait to chop people's heads off and destroy everybody, go across the road to their neighbours, destroy them. They can't wait to go down the street and destroy those people. Like everybody's involved and things like that. They're being accused of doing things to the children and stuff like that, like part of the rock spiderhood and things like that. Everybody in the world, for that matter, is being accused for doing things to children and all kinds of things like that. And it's called rock spider and stuff like that. Part of the monsterhood. It's part of the monsterhood protocols and things like that. That basically that you're a rock spider and things, and that you fiddle with little kids and stuff like that. You're attracted to like little children and things like that. And it's all part of the programming that they program you constantly, daily, on a daily basis. They constantly bombard me with mind control tactics and things like that every day. They use V2K on me and things every day. And basically, I can hear people's minds telepathically now. I can hear people, what they say telepathically, constantly. Like I can read people's mind when they talk. As soon as people talk and things like that, I can hear what they're saying. And it's all degenerate type of like evil bullshit that you listen to in their mind and stuff like that when you hear the voices and stuff like that. They're all narcissistic and stuff like that. They just want you to die, basically. They can't wait to put a ton on you and things like that, chop your head off and all kinds of, bury you in the garden. And because they dug your grave already, they already dug your grave and things like that. And basically, like, they're just playing a part in ending the world. All playing a part in destroying people's families, destroying people's lives and things across the whole entire planet, across the entire planet. And gang stalkers are the biggest losers in the world. You understand? They've got no life. They've got no like morals or anything like that. They're all twisted, sick fucks with a bad fucking agenda to end the world and fucking destroy people's lives and things like that. They're jealous, they're selfish, they're egotistical, non-stop. They're on people, like gang stalking people around the world, and you're unaware of it, you know what I mean? And they're fiddling with your kids and stuff like that you're unaware of, just like Jeffrey Epstein does. just like Jeffrey Epstein. And basically, there's a whole bunch of people in your community doing things to little children and stuff like that across the world. And they all play a part in gang stalking kids and human adults all across the world for that matter, and things like that. And they use torture tactics on people. Like in my situation, they physically harm me constantly. They always like hit my genitals, squeeze my genitals. They go up my ass. They sodomize me and things like that. They burn me. They stick like needles in my palms. They stick needles in my feet. They stick needles in my eyes. They hit my ears. They stick stuff up my nose, cause me to sneeze all the time. They stick shit up my nose to make me sneeze all the time and stuff like that. They choke me. They stab me. They do all kinds of things like that. Constantly do it to me, always, all the time, because they're sick, depraved fucking animals and things like that with just a wicked, dark agenda for like the world and things. They're the most negative, disgusting people on the planet is a gang stalker. They're the most sinister, negative, psychotic, narcissistic fucking people you can imagine is a gang stalker. They're murderous, fucking sinister fucking bastards that plot and scheme things on people's families constantly and things like that. Very sick, fucking twisted people. They're not positive at all in any way. They're not positive people at all. There's nothing positive about a gang stalker. And I just wanted to talk about that. And with that being said, take care.